This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
Marshall, A-Holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-Hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Sanosi 1K studios of Arizona, UFC Vegas 51 preview, KHAMZAT CHIMAEV versus COLBY COVINGTON, MMA prospect John Sweeney. We'll be live talking with the MMA-Holes. What's up, friends?
Wonderful.
How you doing tonight? It's Wednesday night. We're here. We're live. We're wonderful. It's good to see everyone in the building tonight. Make sure you smash the like button. Shout out to our sponsors. Links are in the description and on the MMAHoles.com, mybookie.ag, Sheath Underwear, Head Rush, and ESPN Plus. Go check out the discounts. 20% off promo code MMAHOLES. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Luque versus Muhammad Fight Week happening this Saturday. Friends of the show, William Knight, Devin Clark are fighting each other. It's crazy. My head's about to explode. We'll get into that. We'll talk about some predictions, possible bets that we're going to throw together on mybookie.ag. And tonight we have a special guest, a gentleman who performed on this channel, got a win, 4-fight win streak, 10-3-0, upstate karate phenom over here, Mr. John Sweeney. Welcome to the show.
Can you hear me?
Yes, John, how's it going tonight?
Doing good, brother. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing wonderful
Wonderful.
over here on this broadcast. I love the shirt. I was saying before we went live, XMMA, look at you. You're like the face of XMMA now.
Something like that.
Something like that. Now, Upstate Karate, I noticed that you were walking through the hallways over there, a pretty known facility. How long have you been training over there at Upstate Karate?
Since I was 16 and a half. Started when I was like 16, and I'm 26 now.
Wow, so 10 years over here. So they pretty much know the ins and outs of John Sweeney. They know how you move, huh?
Oh, yes, sir.
And there's something else here, 10-3-0. You're on a nice little win streak over here. 4 fights in a row. XMMA, you got 2 under your belt. Combate, Showcase MMA. And the last person you lost to was Cody Durden, who happens to be in the UFC. So, I mean, that's a pretty impressive run for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Still climbing, though. A lot more to be done.
I love the swag, man. That's one thing that we noticed from day one from watching you. I love that, man. Where does that come from? Is it from pops? Is it from mom? Is it from family members? What do you get this from?
A little bit of both. So my mom has 10 siblings. So I got a shit ton of cousins, and you know what I mean? We always was, you know, talking shit about each other and, you know, keeping each other honest. So if you ain't got no swag, no coolness about you, it's gonna be a rough childhood. So you had to be quick with it, and you had to come with it, or shit, you was gonna have a bad childhood. So just all my family, all my cousins, and just honestly, man, since I was a kid, I always was like that. Like, some of my cousins are the same way, but man, I was a little short, fat ball, you know what I mean? Still talking shit to everybody, still, you know what I mean? So just something I was naturally born with, and something my family, of course, they rubbed it on me as well.
Well, there you go, and it does. It shows in your performances over here. You always got that fire, that swag. Really fun to watch fight. I actually went back and refreshed my memory on your last 2 ex-MMA fights. The first fight, you fought a guy with one eye, for God's sakes. What was that? The first time you ever fought a guy with one eye?
Oh yeah, first time ever.
and what do you think? Like,
I grew up in the neighborhood with a dude with one eye, but we never got to fight him. but I didn't have no sympathy for him that night.
I mean, you came out there, you're like, I don't care if he has one eye, 12 eyes, no eyes. I'm going to knock this guy out quickly and get this over with. You ran through him. The guys, I was listening to the broadcast team that night as well. And, I mean, it was just like, it seemed like everyone was shocked how you just went in there, took care of business, like, what's next? I mean, what was the feeling like getting to finish that quick?
So man, a lot of my fights end that way. So it was really, honestly, nothing new to me. That's where I go into every fight with that same aggression and that same expectation to put whoever out quick with it. Whether it's, I mean, I've done that with submissions, with punches, with freaking ground and pound. So, I mean, whoever it is, I'm just looking to take them out early. So that's just how I roll.
Yeah, we're showing your record over here on Tapology. A lot of green over there and a lot of quick finishes, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
We're live with John Sweeney. By the way, I just realized on our title, we made a boo-boo over here. Why the hell does it say James? We changed your name on our title. We got to fix that after the stream. I just noticed that right now. But it's John Sweeney over here, Hollywood. How did you come up with the nickname?
Well, I don't know if you know who Mike King is. He was a contender. He was a contestant on the Ultimate Fighter light heavyweight. So he got fighted tonight a couple times, but he trained here for a while when I was like 16, 17, and we were sparring. I was sparring with all the big guys and holding my own, piecing them up a little bit. And after the sparring session, he was like, man, a great nickname for you will be Hollywood, just because of my style. I was just real flashy, real quick, and Mike King, man. So shout out to Mike King. He gave me my nickname when I was like 18, 17.
It's so funny though. Like some fighters, they just own their nickname, and I feel like that is just perfect for you. The way your post-fight interviews, the way you walk up into the cage, the whole thing, you feel like Hollywood.
Yes, sir.
And now on a 4-fight win streak, I mean, the sky's the limit. I looked on Twitter, and some gentleman out there said, I would love to see John Sweeney versus a man that was the main event over at XMMA 4. You know who I'm talking about, John Dotson. Would you like a fight like that?
Whatever makes sense. I'm up to whatever makes sense, you know, so whatever's going to keep me going this way. So I'm not opposed to nothing. And I haven't agreed to anything yet. And, of course, I would love that fight. You know, styles makes fights. And I think Cole, man, he was just so tough, durable guy, tall, very, very great pace on him, man. He just kept a great pace. So, honestly, that fight, I was really fighting just off instinct. It's when someone's going that fast and staying in your face, it's hard for you to really think about what you want to do next. You just got to fight, or you're going to get way behind. So I think with a guy like John Dotson, with a little bit slower pace, you probably will see one of those spectacular finishes. But I don't know. He's a vet in the game. I love him. We had a good conversation in the back. I got nothing but respect for him. But like I say, styles make fights. And I think that'll be a good one to maybe send his head to the moon.
Oh, man. John Dotson's a tough guy to knock out. Are you saying here live on the MMA-Holes that you could take that man out?
I can take out any man. It takes 4 pounds of pressure to knock out a man. So anyone in the world could get knocked out.
You know, you mentioned the Cole Smith fight, the last fight that you had. And that I watched that back again, and what a grinding war. Before the fight happened, Cole Smith was basically saying, hey, you know, karate, gym, this guy's got no grappling. Next thing you know, and to come that third round, you're like, yeah, I got some grappling. Did you have a little chip on your shoulder when you heard that?
Oh, for sure. Everyone, I mean, I fought Cody Durden in a wet cage. Like, it was fucking... we got to the venue, like 80 degrees, humid as hell, started raining. hole in the top of the canvas coming through in the middle of the cage. So, granted, I mean, I had a little bit of time. Like, it was a 2-year layoff for me. So I get in the cage. I'm trying to warm up to the fight because I come so aggressive. And that kind of got me in trouble and got me on my knees on the wet cage and really slipping and sliding, really can't get up, get no traction. And ever since that fight, everyone's like, oh, this kid can't wrestle. Like, no, I've been wrestling since I was a kid. I wrestled for a short stint in college. And since that fight, man, people have just been thinking I can't wrestle. So I definitely wanted to come out. And my dad's been on my ass like, oh, you used to wrestle all the time. You fell in love with knocking people out. Now you don't wrestle. You're not developing your full game. You're shortening yourself. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to strike for a while. And then in that third round, I was like, he's doing better than I thought he would on the feet. So I'm going to go ahead and secure this victory and make Pops happy and wrestle up a little bit.
So did you have the whole family in the crowd for your last fight?
I had a lot of people, not the whole family. Like I said, my mom had 10 siblings, and they all had 3 to 4 kids. So really, I just had a lot of my close friends, some of my cousins on my dad's side. My dad was there, and yeah, that's about it. So I brought like 8 or 9 people.
And tell me a little bit about in between rounds. You got Ray Thompson, for God's sakes, in your corner over there. What kind of advice was he giving you as that fight? That was a grinding, crazy fight. As it progressed, what was he saying going into that third round?
So he knew that I was piecing him up, and so he wanted me just to establish my jab a little more. I came out of that first round, I'm so intense, and I'm so ready to knock these guys out. I was kind of headhunting a little bit too early, and I was swinging some big shots. And if I would have just came out and established my jab in the first and second round, it would have been I think that fight would have went a lot smoother. But that's all he told me. Get on my jab, stay down low on my stance, and once that jab starts to work, he's gonna try to get on your legs, fight off the takedown, and just keep them at bay and just keep pumping them. So the beginning of that round, I was pumping my jab, hitting him with some combinations, kept him off me. Circle kept him off me. He got a takedown, and I went guillotine for some reason. I don't know, because I've guillotined a lot of people. Then I probably just seen Weston guillotine this guy, so I'm like, well, maybe I'll go for the guillotine. And then I went for it kind of like half-heartedly. He took me down, and I was like, all right, just get back up and continue to fight. So I stood up. He didn't land any damage, didn't really advance in position. So got up pretty easily and continued to work. And I got the opportunity where he was trying to push me against the cage so hard, and I had the overhooks. And I kind of felt how easy it was to kind of like turn him and move him, and he almost fell. I was like, all right, let me take him down. So I dropped underneath, grabbed the double leg, and it was pretty much easy from there. Like, he came in the cage at like 163, 164, and I was only like 153, 154 when I fought him.
Wow.
And I felt so much stronger than him.
And if you're just jumping in, man, we got John Sweeney live on the MMA-Holes Hollywood. And this is the fight we're talking about over here. It was ex-MMA4. It was shown live on this channel. And yeah, Cole Smith was a pretty big guy. That was the one thing that we kept on noticing. It was like, wow, this guy is a pretty big dude compared to you. But come that third round, size meant nothing. It was kind of crazy.
Nah.
It seemed like it actually was worked against him in that third round.
Exactly. And man, his style of fighting, he keeps that pace up. And if you've seen any of his UFC fights, he's got a win, loss, and a split decision, which he lost. But man, in the third round, he's really pacing on those guys: Miles John, Hunter Azure, and the kid he beat. But man, he in the third round of those fights, he had both of those guys, Hunter and Miles, in some bad spots. Like, he comes on, like the first round, he kind of pushes the pace and they can hang with him and they get off. The second round, he's doing a little better. And man, the third round of each of those fights, he won the third round hands down easy. So it was really big for me to come out that third round and put the pace on him and take it to him. So I was really impressed about how I was really impressed on my gas tank. That was Weston Wilson right there.
How dare he not come on and say hello? I mean, unbelievable.
What? Oh, yeah.
How dare he? Give me some dirt on the Thompsons, for God's sakes. I mean, you got Pop, you got the son at the gym. They got their YouTube channel going as well. How are the Wonder Boys doing over there?
And they're doing good. They always doing something. He's Wonder Boy. He's here all day, man. He's doing privates after online. He's doing privates in the gym, driving the bus. Tony's working. It's the same things, man. Mr. T's always here, working on the buses, teaching class. Man, they don't get tired. Those guys are always moving, always doing something.
We had the pleasure when this channel started. We've been doing this a little over 5 years, and in the beginning, like, we didn't know what the hell was going on. But I got the pleasure of doing Stephen Thompson's Gotham magazine shoot. I did the video for that, and I got to meet him at the party, the whole deal. One of the nicest guys I've run into on the UFC roster, right? I mean, he's just a sweetheart.
There he is, and that's real. That ain't no faking. He's a real deal, genuine, most humble dude you meet right there.
Yeah. So now you must ask him after the stream why he won't come on the show again. I don't know. Maybe we're too raunchy over him. I don't know what's going on with that Wonder Boy fella. But
I see him, I'll make him come on.
You better drag him on here because we got some catching up to do. Nah, he's a great guy. But yeah, him and Chris Weidman, they had what of a magazine shoot, the Gotham magazine. Have you ever seen that shoot?
Yeah, I did. I have seen that one, actually.
I mean, sexy. I mean, these guys.
Right.
Must get all the ladies, for God's sakes.
Tall, handsome. And Steven don't really trip on that, man. He's got a lady now, but he don't really let that stuff get to him. He's always focused, man. Training.
So he finally settled down, you're saying?
He's got a lady.
Okay. How could you settle down when you look like him, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really. I know he's got a lady. He's got a girl, and he cares about her for sure. So
very nice, yeah. Man. If I look like that, I would never settle down. You know, he's a lucky guy. How about you, John Sweeney? What are we doing with yourself? Or you have a girlfriend?
It's complicated. Not at the moment, no.
Not at the moment. So what? Friends with benefits? What do we?
I have someone I care about, but we are not together at the moment.
Okay.
I have kids though.
So what's that?
I have kids. I have two.
Oh, you do have kids.
I got a daughter and a son.
A daughter and a son. And how old are your kids?
My daughter just turned 5 yesterday, and my son is 2. He'll be 3 in September.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, same mother with those two?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And how's the relationship? You guys are civilized, or you can't stand each other?
Yeah, 100%. Very, very civilized. No bad blood. We help each other out. If she needs help with something, I can help her. If I need help with something, she'll help me. No bad blood at all. Hell, she works with my mom. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great, man. I feel like you could have situations. Sometimes people are not meant for each other, but you could still be civilized. You know.
100%. And you can still help each other out. Still love each other, still care for them. I'll still fucking kill someone for her. So it's it's very, very, very good. Shit doesn't. Sometimes stuff don't work out, and we was together for so long at a very young age. So
Yeah, sometimes that's what happens, right? What about your son, or your daughter? Would you ever want them to follow in your footsteps and chase a dream in mixed martial arts?
My son, they just both got signed up for soccer. So I want my daughter to play soccer, but I'm letting of course they're gonna know jiu-jitsu, know MMA, but I want to start them with soccer, develop footwork, develop good quickness, lateral quickness. And then what's next? I'll probably have them both doing jiu-jitsu in between soccer. But I want my son to play baseball. We're fast, very powerful, good, strong legs, good timing. We could got good, strong arms. He could hit that baseball pretty good. So I want my son to play baseball. So I'm gonna push him to that, and I'm gonna push my daughter to more soccer. But she's gonna be doing she'll be in jiu-jitsu probably before my son. She's older, obviously. But I want her doing jiu-jitsu and soccer off in the beginning. There
you go. Yeah, I just had a daughter.
Well, but the serious stuff is about to start for her.
It's always interesting. I always wonder, what do you think would be the best thing to learn as a kid? I think jiu-jitsu is something that's very important for
100%, especially for girls. Like wrestling is great and all, great for control, but when sometimes you need to know how to get out of those situations, because a lot of people are going to be stronger than her. So if she's fighting against a dude or fighting, she'll still be able to hold her own with knowing some tricky maneuvers to get off and under somebody, or hem somebody's legs up, or get their neck, or whatever.
There you go. Yeah, it makes complete sense. And so now, when you were wrestling as a kid, when did you start like training and stuff like that? What was the earliest?
So I started wrestling when I was in the 7th grade. I was short and fat, man. I wrestled at 195 when I started in the 6th grade. I was like 200, 5'3", you know. So, but no, my dad got me wrestling. He told me, he was like, you're just too small. I wanted to go to the NFL. That was my dream, but I was obviously too small. So he got me wrestling in the 6th and 7th grade, just to help me lose weight with wrestling. In the 10th grade, I signed up for upstate karate. So, and I was just going from wrestling practice to upstate right after. And that went on until I was, one moment, brother.
Just jumping in, we're live with John Sweeney, upstate karate, 4-fight win streak.
All right, I'm back. My bad. So, yeah, he got me to sign up for upstate karate. He convinced me when I was in the 11th grade, 10th grade, just going to the 11th. I signed up, man. It helped me lose weight, and I began to fall in love with it. I took a amateur kickboxing fight while I was still in school. I won that. It was called the IKF Classic. I fought a couple amateur fights while I was in school, man, and just loved it. So I got a wrestling scholarship, went on to wrestle for a little bit, and just did some things I wasn't supposed to do, young and dumb, getting in trouble, and I got put on academic probation in college, so they didn't let me wrestle. So I was like, man, I'm here to wrestle. I'm really not feeling school anymore. So I convinced my parents to let me leave school, and I told them I would go to Greenville Tech and I would just train, but I would still go to school. But I ended up not going to Greenville Tech. It's like a local school here, and I just started fighting. Shortly after, a couple months, I turned pro, and here we are.
Wow, look at that. What a ride. And what do your parents think about you now? You know, like you're right there. You're big dance. I mean,
one of my biggest supporters. My dad, he wanted to fight himself growing up, so he's crazy, man. He goes to every fight. Man, sometimes you got to get him out of the damn cage. He's crazy as hell. My mom's a school teacher, so she taught me when I was in school. So she's warming up to it. She didn't like it at first, not at all. But she started warming up to it, and it keeps me out of trouble. I'm striving for something. I'm hitting goals and stuff. So she loves it. Now she can go to him. She'll turn away and squint and be scared of it a little bit, but she's definitely look who it is.
There he is. Look, there's Wonder Boy right there. Hey, Steven.
What's up, dude?
I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you. Gotham Magazine shoot. How you doing, buddy?
Dude, are you kidding me? Of course. That was back. How long ago was that?
That was 4.5 years, somewhere.
A while back, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's
my man right here, Sweeney boy? This is the guy. Next guy coming up. He's
mean,
gonna be the UFC baby. He punches me and kicks me in the face on the ring. I'm just saying, it's good seeing you, my brother.
All right, be good there. There he is, Stephen Thompson. Look at that, Wonder Boy. Holy cow!
I'll get him here.
Well, look at you. You're bringing all the celebrities. Pretty soon, people could be dragging you on. They're gonna be like, "Wait, hold on. Look who I got here."
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, man, it's pretty cool though that you guys have, guys like Wonder Boy in the gym and Ray as well, and it's kind of crazy. How do they keep you focused for these fights? I mean, you have a pretty big personality. How do they keep you humbled?
Man, so that's a good question. I guess it's kind of Mr. T stays on me, like when just if I'm just doing something stupid. I mean, I've got a pretty good head on my shoulder, so they don't have to really tell me much, but sometimes they gotta knock me upside the head, get me back on the right track. So, you know, Mr. T doesn't sugarcoat, man. He'll tell you what you need to hear, and if you don't like it, then shit, sorry, you know. So that's about it. He knows me, so he knows I'm the type. You just got to tell me what's on your heart, and I'm gonna listen.
That's what you got to be around, right? Surround yourself with straight shooters, right? I mean, I think that's the best way to go.
100%.
You don't want people blowing smoke up your ass. Like when I was growing up, my mom always told me I was the best at everything. She was a complete liar, Mr. John Sweeney. If she only would have told me the truth, you know? Do you have guys at the gym? You know, speaking of telling the truth, there's guys like, what's his name? Gosh, shit, I forgot. Sean Strickland. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Sean Strickland going crazy on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, do you have like a guy at the gym that just talks so much shit?
No, it's me.
That's you.
I'm not talking crazy shit like Sean Strickland, though. Oh, sometimes he just says some wild stuff.
No, but he's the guy.
But I am. That's big. That's big.
So it's you. So you're the guy that has a little bit of fun out there. I mean, you guys are fighting for God's sakes, right? So it's like let's ruffle some feathers.
Exactly. That's me.
It's funny, you said that you love football, right? And you're from, what, South Carolina?
100%, yes, sir.
And you look just like Steve Smith.
Man, it's crazy you say that, because I play flag football, and that's like my nickname, dog. I play a little slot receiver. I be playing sometimes. And man, that's what I be calling myself. I was like, man, if I was 6'2", man, I'd been in the NFL. Y'all wouldn't even know me. I'd be the next Steve Smith. It's Steve Smith 2.0.
I'm going to show the people right now, because when you said football, I was like, holy shit, you look just like Steve Smith.
With his attitude and all, man.
And there he is. Here he is, Steve Smith over here. I'm telling you, man, maybe you're him reincarnated or something. I don't know, even though he's still alive, for God's sakes.
A little smaller, same attitude. And man, he has some fire in him, man.
What a receiver.
Players to watch for sure.
Absolutely. And what do you think right now? So you still follow the NFL and stuff like that, or are you just like?
I like Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Oh, okay. And thoughts of Ben Roethlisberger? What are we doing with this guy? Is he retired, or what happened with this guy?
Pray to God he does. That was my guy. Like, I will always have him in my heart, but it's just time for him to go and let us rebuild.
He was drafted. He was in the same class as my favorite quarterback, Eli Manning. Easy.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Giant fan over here, so it's kind of, you know, I have like this weird connect. Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning. They're all in that same little community. It's kind of sad though. Like, I wish these guys could play forever, but it's time, right? You're saying?
It's over.
That's it.
It was over last year, even though we started undefeated and did all this, but it was over last year.
Do you wave the towel around, the yellow towel in the locker room?
Oh, yeah, man, I go crazy. I love football. I love it. Like I told you, man, like they had to stop me. I just recently stopped playing flag football. I'm a pro athlete, freaking risking my life playing flag football every weekend.
So how do you keep yourself healthy when you're not fighting? I mean, you're in the gym, you're getting beat up there, but you're a pretty athletic guy. What's the secret? A good meal? What's going on here? How do you keep yourself together?
You gotta eat correctly. So meat and fruit. Meat, fruit, water. I drink a lot of kombucha and a lot of coconut water, and a lot of push-ups and sit-ups, man. And to be honest, being a fat kid, when growing up, my bones are dense, man. I'm like heavy, like. I'm not a heavy guy. I fought at 135, obviously, but out of camp I can get pretty heavy, but I'm pretty dense, man. I'm really dense. My bones are heavy, and so I say a lot of push-ups, a lot of sit-ups, fruit, meat, and clean dairy, raw dairy. If I'm eating carbs, it's like sweet potatoes and stuff like that. I like to cook a lot of my meals. Like, I don't meal prep in camp or nothing like that. I cook my own food. Free-range chicken, grass-fed steaks, and I only drink water, coconut water, or kombucha.
That's great that you cook your own food. Man, I can't cook for shit. I could make an egg. I could make an egg and some toast. I could do that.
So, growing up, for a while, I lived with my grandparents, and my grandparents owned a restaurant and stuff, so I was around cooking all the time. So
There you
I
go.
just learned to cook at a real young age.
So I want to go backwards now a little bit. When you said you were a little bit heavy set when you were a kid and you got into wrestling, the whole deal. Did you deal? I always ask fighters this because it always fascinates me, the line of work that you're in. It's a very tough, crazy job, but very rewarding at the same time. Bullying, any of that stuff happening when you were a kid?
From siblings.
Siblings.
Yeah, my brother bullied me, and like I told you, we have so many cousins, so we were always together. So I was getting bullied by my family, not from outside people, you know. So if I got bullied, it was my damn cousins or my brother.
Well, they can get away with it then. Then it's a whole...
Yeah. You got so many, it feels like it's the outside people. You got like 40, 30 cousins. You're like, damn. You just start getting bullied like you're every day going to school because we're together so much, either at my dad's and my grandmother's. But it didn't last long at all. And I used to bully some of them too. So you got the older ones who are a little bit older who bullied us, and then the ones I'm older than that I bullied a little bit, and then my brother just bullied me until about 17, and then he kind of knew like, oof, this boy kind of big, he can wrestle, so I'm gonna ease up on that a little bit. So after that, man, it stopped. With my cousin, it stopped a little bit earlier, maybe 16, 17, because I was like always a little bit stronger than them. They were like, a lot of my cousins were in track and state champions in track, really fast. Some of them played football, went on to play in some good schools. They played wide receiver, but they were never too crazy strong, so I could get a hold of them and have my way with them a little bit. So.
So you're the only professional athlete in the family then, right?
Profession. One of my cousins played semi-pro football for like a couple years, but professional right now, yes.
So he played what, in the NFL, you're saying, or he played?
No, he played semi-pro.
Oh, okay, semi-pro.
Semi-pro. So
you're you're the pro. So when you walk around that family, you're like, hey, guys, everyone bow down. John Sweeney's here.
I try not to. Not at all. Hell no. No, but they all crazy, man. Like I told you, they don't give a care. They care, but they don't show it. But I don't try to. I try to stay a little humble, you know.
There you go. That's the way to be.
Because I'm not humble in the cage, so I got to be humble outside of a little bit as much as I can. Because I get in there, dog, and that's Hollywood. He don't give a damn about nobody.
You guys have you really do have the greatest job. I know it's you guys are fighting and everything like that, but you get to take out all your frustrations on another human being, legal. Like you could beat the shit out of another human being. Like, I mean, so that has to be the most rewarding thing, especially when you get a knockout. I had John Doomsday Howard on the show, and he expressed to us a knockout to him at the biggest of stages, the UFC, the whole deal. He says it feels like he's having an orgasm with the hottest chick in the world in front of a whole audience of people. Is that what it feels like?
For sure it does. Everyone feels a little bit different, to be honest. So I can't. So when you nut it so many times, I guess one orgasm kind of feels the same. You know what I mean? But a better way to say the very first time you do it, because every single knockout or any finish kind of feels different. When I knocked out Dre Miley, like that fucking walker gorilla thing I did across, like I've never done it in my life. Like I've done that wrestling, but not like that right there. So like everyone feels a little different. You know what I mean? So yes and no.
Uh-oh.
Back. Am I back? What did I do?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear. We don't see you, but I hear you.
Okay, let me fix this. All right, my fault.
Yeah, no worries. We're live with John Sweeney on the MMA-Holes. John Sweeney on a 4-fight win streak. My man is 10-3-0, and he is looking for some more carnage. Here we go.
Okay.
Gotcha. So when you were a kid, did you ever like practice your celebrations or your walkouts, like in hopes that you could execute them?
I was big on wrestling, so yes and no. When I was a kid, I didn't know I was gonna fight, but we always would like fake wrestling, and I would act like I'm The Rock or Hulk Hogan, or you know what I mean. So definitely did that a lot.
There you go. Now, you being on this win streak, I mean, the sky's the limit. You're talking about.
Can you what do you need to get my? Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, no, you're good. Say it again, brother.
So now that you're on this win streak over here, and you're pretty much, your options are open. Where, I mean, I'm assuming UFC is the end game, right? Is that what we're talking about?
100%.
So what do you say? Get a belt in XMMA and go to the UFC, or do you want to go straight there right now? What do you think? What would you prefer?
What would I prefer? It's hard to say. I like to say I'm open for anything, whichever one makes more sense. But to be honest, the Contender Series would be great if I could get like a like what they honestly like kind of what they did with Sean O'Malley. If they could get me a good fight, a good showing, to where I can show my skills, get a finish, and then maybe put me on like a developmental contract to build me into like a star, because I got it all. I got the skills, I got the charisma, the character, the look. So I would kind of like that. But if not, then you know what I'm saying, I have the skills to fight whoever. So I would love the Contender Series, and then build me up just kind of like they're doing with Sean. That would be a perfect world, to be honest.
Do you feel like it's very you got to be very tactical in the fights that you take now, because you're like right here. You're right on that cusp of hitting the big dance. So like when fights are thrown at you, or you know, ideas are thrown around, are you like, okay, I got to be very calculated here for my next move, or you'll take anything?
Great. So luckily I have a great team behind me, because honestly, man, since I was a kid, I really didn't care who I stepped in the cage with. Like once I first started fighting, so like I don't want to call it pride, but like my warrior spirit inside me hates to feel like I'm picking an easy route. So that's why I'm glad I got a good manager, good coach, and good people behind me to do that stuff for me, because every single time they ask me, I'm picking the hardest fight possible. I don't know if maybe it doesn't make the most sense. Maybe it's, you know what I'm saying? But man, it's just something in me that wants the toughest route. Let me get that guy. Oh, he's the killer? Okay, I'm gonna show you he's not. So that's and that's kind of how this last one went. They sent me 4 names. My team landed on Nolan Hernandez. They thought it was gonna be an easier fight, and sometimes those guys back out. That's what happened. He backed out. They sent me another list of names. And I was like, you know what? I'm picking this time. And I thought Cole was going to show up. Cole was going to be the most hungry, coming off a split loss and a loss in the UFC. His first 2, young, entering his prime, only 32 years old. Man, he was going to be hungry. And that's what I want. I want a guy that's coming to kill me. And so that's who I picked. And we had a great fight. So I'm picking guys like that. So. And that's why I don't really, you know what I'm saying, right now, where I'm at in the spot where I'm in my career now, my team will handle it.
There you go. Hey, man, I'm rooting for you. I really am. I love your personality, your swag. I love the way you fight. I mean, yes, the sky is the limit. You got the right people around you as well. This is great. And what about Tough? Would you ever jump into The Ultimate Fighter? Would you ever think?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But I don't. Are they doing another season in bantamweight?
Now they're doing. They just wrapped it up with the girls. The ladies are doing it. Okay. So I'm assuming they're gonna circle back to every weight class again. They're never giving up with The Ultimate Fighter. But being in the house with a bunch of angry men. What weight if you had to jump into The Ultimate Fighter, would you fight at 145, or would you think?
Yeah, probably. I was just thinking that in my head. It would probably be 45, because it's a little bit harder for me to make weight, so it definitely probably would be 45 for me. Mm-hmm. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I had to hang up on someone.
Yeah. I mean, don't they know that you're on the best MMA show in the world? Jeez. All right, John. This is what I'm going to do. Do you mind taking some questions from our live chat? What do you say?
Let's do it.
Okay, live chat. We got John Sweeney, Hollywood.
I can see you again. It took you, Jesus Christ.
They're blowing you up, huh? So we're live with John Sweeney right now. Get your questions in for A future champion. I see it right now. I see these things right now. Do you envision that? Like, when you go to bed, do you just have these visions in your head of a belt over your shoulder, around your waist, like Dana putting the strap on you?
Knocking out one of them too quickly. I kind of see I kind of like even though when I suffer those, I know I'm special, man. Like a lot of these guys can't do what I do, and like don't have the athletic ability, one, and two, they don't have the mental and the and some of, like, every guy's tough and they believe in themselves, but man, when you really working as hard as I'm working and got the skills to pay the bills, and you know your striking is good, you know you can wrestle, man, it's just that confidence can create something very dangerous.
We got someone in the chat ask a question about the UFC fights that happened this weekend. Did you get a chance to catch those?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about Aljo versus Jan? Who do you think won that fight? How that went down?
I think Peter Yan came out a little bit emotional, and he didn't get started early. He and when I mean his takedown defense, he kept putting his arm across Aljo's throat and allowing Aljo to kind of take his back and get on the backside and push him down and trip him and correct scrambles that wasn't good. Every time he had the wizard and over the arm, and he had the overhook and was just holding Aljo up and defending it that way, he did good and he didn't get taken down. But he kept doing this little where first they would engage, boom, he would stop him, and he would put Aljo's face underneath his arm and like trying to fight the wrist and have him this way, and Aljo would turn him and take his back, put him on the cage, or create a scramble and get him down. So I think Peter Yan just made a couple of mistakes that he was getting away with the first fight, and he didn't get away with them this time. And with that being said, those mistakes and the way he always starts a little late and then gets going. Why, when you're making those mistakes, you can't start late. So he needed to turn it up a little bit early when he was getting taken down, but he didn't. Mm-hmm. And that's what cost him the fight.
You must be like really zoned into those bantamweight fights. I mean, Aljo's done something special with that run. I know it was a bumpy ride with the whole illegal knee, but if you look at his resume, I mean, he's been pretty special. How do you see yourself matching up with a guy like Aljamain Sterling?
Very well. I think Aljo's just a little bit more athletic, but he fights very similar to Cole Smith. He's gonna try to, all right, brother. He's gonna try to take me down and grab me and make it a very frantic pace. And oh, okay, yeah, my man. And he's just gonna make it a crazy pace. But my style, like, I'm gonna come out a little bit more aggressive than Peter Yan would, mm-hmm. And I'm gonna get Aljo guessing on that jab, guessing on them kicks a little bit earlier, and stuffing them shots and not giving up my back. So I honestly feel like I could beat Aljo, but I'm young right now and I'm still working. So and he's a little bit more polished and a little bit more in his man prime, and definitely has more experience. But I honestly think it's a good fight for me. He fights very similar to Cole Smith.
There you go. Yeah, that would be a fun one to watch. Is 30 too late to get into it? Someone in the chat wants to know, when is too late to become a mixed martial artist?
30 years old is late. I mean, it just depends. Honestly, to me, it just depends on what type of shape you're in. Are you a 30-year-old person who's been eating Doritos, sitting on the couch, smoking cigarettes, or smoking weed all the time and drinking all the time? Or are you a 30-year-old who's in okay shape and has been treating your body right and been working out, and is your mind open and pure and don't have much bullshit in it and can learn? That's the question. Yeah. 30's not whoa, but just depends on what type of 30 you are.
There you go. And what about you? Do you dabble in marijuana, anything like that?
Yeah, a little bit of marijuana here and there. I do smoke from time to time.
There you go. Well, listen, you got to have a good time, right? You have to go to a good time.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
John, hey man, I appreciate you coming on the show. It was fascinating to talk to you. The next time you have a fight coming up, love to have you back on. How's that sound?
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
And if you have something to say to the community, the MMA-Holes, or shout out some sponsors, now's the time to do so.
Well, I want to thank you, brother, for having me on. I want to thank XMMA for always putting on a great event. I want to thank my opponents who will always show up. Well, I take that back. I want to thank my opponents who do show up, and then I want to thank all the fans who support me, and all the haters who support hating me, and all the fans who I don't have, who I'm gonna have soon. And I want to thank my management team, Empire Sports Marketing. Thank Upstate Karate. Thank Wonder Boy for coming on, making my interview even that much better. And thank you again, brother. And until the next time.
Thank you, John. Have a great night. Looking forward to chatting again.
Yes, sir.
There he is, John Sweeney, Hollywood, live on the MMA-Holes. What do you guys think in the chat? John Sweeney, 10-3-0, ex-MMA, on the verge of jumping in to the UFC. We also had Stephen Wonderboy Thompson on the show. Oh, my God. It's been forever since we've spoken to Wonderboy. So Wonderboy making an appearance tonight on the MMA-Holes Live. Look at that. I mean, dreams really do come true on the MMA-Holes. We got stuff to talk about. This Saturday, UFC Vegas 51's happening. We were supposed to have another guest on who is actually fighting this Friday. He just found out about this fight. This is actually kind of wild. Let me just show. So Bellator is happening, a pretty big Bellator card, and we'll be doing a live reaction. But you guys know Mr. Pico? You know Aaron Pico? You ever hear of that guy? Aaron Pico's opponent falls out, and then like on a week's notice, they bring in Adley Edwards. Throw him on the main card. Corey Anderson versus Vladimir Nemkov. AJ McKee versus Patricio Pitbull. And no joke, Aaron Pico is fighting Adley Edwards. Adley Edwards is supposed to be on the show tonight, but Bellator has him going to a doctor's appointment at 10:30 on the East Coast. Adley Edwards goes from ex-MMA. Let me go over here real quick so I can show you this guy. He's the guy that we were calling Tony Ferguson. Where is he at? Fights a guy 10 pounds heavier than him. On the ex-MMA card, Bellator calls him up and says, hey, man, you want to go on the main card? You want to find Aaron Pico, a savage, and Aaron Pico? Short notice. So Adley Edwards, we'll get him on. Hopefully, we'll try to get him on. We got maybe in 2 weeks we can try to get him back on. But I'm really looking forward to talking to him as he, like a crazy man, says, yeah, I'll take that fight on a week's notice. Crazy stuff. So he was supposed to be the second guest tonight. Can't wait to speak to this guy. Actually, can't wait to watch the fights on Friday now. Now I'm going to be zoned in. We will be live doing Fuqua Friday, and I will be locked and loaded for this fight. Aaron Pico versus Adley Edwards. That is fire right there. So this is pretty cool stuff. Listen, here on the MMA-Holes, we find the prospects. We talk to the legends, the celebrities. So Wonderboy coming on tonight. I mean, who would have thunk Wonderboy coming on tonight? We've had John Jones popping in out of nowhere. I mean, these things happen on this show. So if you're not subscribed, well, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Hit the subscribe. Notification bell, by the way. Urge you guys, if you are subscribed already or if you're not, hit the notification bell so you know when we're live. There's a little bell next to subscribe. Smash that up. We're going to hit a little commercial break, and then we're going to roll into the second half of the show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got news. We got the UFC Vegas 51. We got William Knight versus Devin Clark going down this Saturday night. We're all pumped up for that, a live fight reaction for that. But let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. How's that sound? Oh, and smash the like button, too, if you haven't done so. Thank you. Thank you for participating.
Let's be honest, when it comes to underwear, there's nothing more important than comfort. Why empty your pockets for generic underwear that loses comfort, quality, and style when you can slip into a pair of Sheath and get even more out of your daily wear? With Sheath underwear, you can treat your jewels like royalty as they are given their own private sanctum, keeping them secure and you in a state of bliss. Get 20% off Sheath now using promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES with the link in the description below.
And for the ladies?
Absolutely! Sheath isn't just for men. Ladies can now experience Sheath's style, comfort, and functionality too. Sheath for women is crafted using a signature modal elastane fabric blend for form-fitting breathability that will not affect the natural pH environment or the microclimate of the skin while producing that long-lasting, unimpeded comfort. Use promo code MMA-Holes, MMA-HOLES for 20% off at sheathunderwear.com.
UndisputedBelts.com. Let's go, baby. Thank you to our sponsors. And thank you to John Sweeney for coming on the show. John Sweeney, the man named Hollywood. All right. What the hell? What the hell is the wrong? This is not the right thumbnail. The hell? I had the wrong fucking thumbnail on. Hold on a second here. What kind of fire the producer? Someone immediately get on the producer. Someone find my producer and fire them. Oh, wait, it's me. Jesus. Could you believe this? Who in their right mind? Who in their right mind would have the wrong thumbnail on over here? There we go. All righty. I was wondering what the hell is going on. I mean, what is going on? Anyway. A lot of stuff to talk about. Did you guys listen to Aljamain Sterling? He's the only one I caught a smidge of on ARIEL today. Aljamain Sterling, who was talking to John McCarthy. Talking about John McCarthy. Big John McCarthy. And Aljo just started ripping into him, and he was 100% right about what he was saying. John McCarthy is just, I mean... He used to be such a likable guy, and then now all of a sudden he's just become like this weird, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but like an MMA Karen or something. Like, it was just bizarre. And then you got his side piece over here. Let me show you. He's got Josh Thompson like flying to his defense and says, why didn't Funk Master have the same energy when Dana White said he lost the fight? John McCarthy, I'll wait. And you know, it's funny, like, he did. Like, he went on a whole thing about Dana White as well, you know, in his podcast and whatever. So it's like, dude, like, are you guys fucking or something? Like, what's going on? Josh Thompson and John McCarthy, are you guys having some sort of sex or something? That's like the first thing that jumped into my head. Like, what is, and Josh Thompson, like, these guys are meant for each other. It's bizarre. So I'm looking at this and I was about to like quote it and tweet something. And then as I was about to do that, I noticed Aljo beat us to the punch. So he actually responded. So I'm like, all right, let's see. Josh, respectfully, get the fuck off my nuts. You and John can go blow each other in the back studio for all I care. You guys constantly dog me for ratings. Piss off already. For the record, I shit on Dana's opinion too. Now have a shitty day. I tell you what, I am Team Aljamain Sterling, baby. I am Team Funk. I am Team fucking Funk. I'm all about it. The more that time passes, the more I get happy that Aljo won this strap. You know, listen, I don't agree with Jan. I thought Jan won that fight. I thought the first round smidge in favor of Jan. You know, we all know the other rounds who won those four. But, you know, I thought it was in favor. But regardless, I didn't watch it back, and I was a little bored. I'm not going to lie. But I'm happy because it's getting stupid now. The guy won. The judges said Aljamain won this fight. You know, it's like, guys, let's move on. Let's. It's old now. He won officially. It's an official win. It's not a robbery. It was a close fight. It could have went either way. It wasn't the most exciting, no, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So these two knuckleheads, good for Aljo lighting them on fire. Good job on Aljamain Sterling. I'm Team Funk, man. Team Funk on this one. Let me know in the chat what you think. I mean, you know, there are people, Josh Thompson and John McCarthy got a great podcast. Yeah, go fuck off. Like, I don't know how the hell you listen to that shit. And John McCarthy is the guy who wrote the rules and everything like that, was one of the better refs that the UFC ever had. And he turned into this bizarre Karen. Like, it's strange. It's like, why would you want to turn into that? Like you have a chance now to just, you know, be something, keep, you know, the legacy going, and you got this microphone in front of you, so you're going to utilize this to just fucking shit on people just to get views and clicks. Like, what are we doing? You should be better. That's our job. We're the MMA-Holes. You're John McCarthy, for God's sakes. Let us leave that nitpicking to us.
Wonderful.
Manny C.
I sent you guys an Instagram message with the contact info to a Team Alpha male member who is open to being interviewed. Hint, hint, I do suggest you guys interview him. He may be the guy who opens the door to Team Alpha male fighters. Not so subtle hint.
I appreciate that. It was passed along. Did see it. Yeah, we followed that guy back, and we'll see what happens. I mean, listen, I can't be bringing on like friend of a friend, training of a trainer. Like I kind of want to bring on fighters right now, but it's not. I'm not going to close that door yet. Let me just say that I'm not going to close that door. Always looking to network, and seems like a nice guy. He wrote a nice post about what we did with our William Knight and Devin Clark interview. So not closing that door, but like we got weeks booked in advance, and by the time we get them on, I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, Manny. Appreciate that. Anyway, let's get back into this chat over here. Come on the show, California Kid, Chris, Jesse, and Ellie. Awesome little family. Thank you, Rogue. Backpack was right. Yeah, that our job's for real. I mean, that's us, right? That's our job. We're the best MMA show. That's true. It's true. Ray called, I lost you. I like y'all. Show a lot of respect. Thank you, MMA Locker Room. Appreciate that. Training might be cool to hear from because they have deep knowledge. Yeah, I don't know. I got to do a little more research into this guy. I kind of looked into it a little bit, and I didn't see, I don't know, you might have some cool stories, but I got to do more research into it. Like I said, we got people booked already, so we will definitely keep them in mind for sure. Not saying no, not saying yes. We're just going to hold on for a sec. Josh Thompson and McCarthy is hard, unwatchable podcast, boring as fuck. I bet Kevin from Chicago watched it. It's not a good podcast, no. And I don't know, like, I never had any problem with Josh Thompson at all. Like, I never had a problem until he started doing podcasts and the Brendan Schaub things, and like I'm listening to this guy. I'm like, this guy is fucking obnoxious. Like, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm sure there's an ass for every seat. I'm not sitting in that seat. I need to see Sean Brady take down Chimaev. Wow, Sean Brady versus Chimaev. Well, you never say never. Never say never. Bellator in Hawaii next week. Back in Hawaii. Why is my stuff delayed? Says Kendall. You got to hit that live button. Got to hit that live. Kevin hates it. Sober Carl. Ow. Yeah, so that's my take on the whole Aljo with John. Good for Aljo. Good for the Funk Master. Firing back. I mean, you know, a real boss move would be, don't even acknowledge it. But he went out there and said, fuck off. I'm cool with that. Aljamain Sterling gets no respect on his podcast, like in his YouTube channel. Like, he's actually breaking down fights. That's probably the best thing he does. Like, I mean, granted, he's a champion, but I'm saying he's very knowledgeable when it comes to the actual X's and O's of the game. It's just a matter of, getting around the personality. A lot of people just can't latch onto his personality. Jesse's like that, and I understand, he's not for everybody, but his X's and O's are pretty good. You got to give him that. But anyway, yeah, here's their podcast, right? You guys constantly dog me for ratings. Disable. Look, an ad blocker. All right, so they wrote a story about it. So there you go. Perfect editing. Is he really there, or is that Photoshop? I can't tell the difference. I don't know. Anyway, we move on. So what do you think, as the KHAMZAT CHIMAEV thing kind of settles into my brain against Gilbert Burns, we went on and on Monday about it. But the fight of Colby Covington, which seems like that should be the one that they put together. Like, that seems like it makes the most sense. And the debate that we've had, online with some people and in the chat on Monday, a lot of people are split back and forth. We never really put a poll and got the final answers. So now that it's digested, I want to drop a poll in the chat and see what you guys say before we go into the other stories over here. I'm going to say, who wins? And this is actually a question that I really want to get the answer from the community with. So, who wins? Okay, I'm going to put Colby or KHAMZAT. Get your voting fingers ready. I'm going to put this in the community right now. But I'm going to take a look at this as the poll has entered the live chat. Who wins, Colby or KHAMZAT? And I'm curious as to what you think. Get your votes in right now. Who wins this fight? I did notice, like, someone was saying that it started in favor of Colby when it comes to the betting lines, and now it's swung in favor of KHAMZAT, which is fascinating. It is pretty fascinating. I would think that Colby should be a favorite in this fight. I would think. But the hype is still real. Easy win for the Savage Russian Mutt. Colby fan, though. Savage Russian Mutt. He's Swedish now, right? Accidentally voted for Colby. Well, your vote's in. I didn't get the vote rigged. It's in there. It is in there. In fact, let me show the poll. Let me put the poll in the chat. Bink. There it is. Poll's going. Poll's going strong. Who wins? Get your votes in, baby. Maybe refresh the stream if it didn't pop up, but there it is. Who wins? Colby or KHAMZAT? This is a very, very, very important poll, so we're going to leave that up there. I'm going to leave that up there. Aljo Gold Sterling. It is pretty wild. So I was looking into the live chats when Aljo was on Ariel's show, and the less clown emojis. A lot of people are apologizing. A lot of people are saying, "I'm sorry, I give you hell," and the clown emojis and this and that. A lot of people are turning and jumping on the Aljo bandwagon. And you got to admit, now that he has won this fight with Petr Yan, and that ship has sailed for the time being, him sitting at bantamweight, he's going to be a tough guy to knock off the top with his wrestling. I mean, he's got the answers to basically sit and hold that belt. A guy that was, a couple of fights ago talking about, is this what he wants to do anymore? A guy a couple of fights back was on this show before by the way, he came on the show when he started having that win streak. It was kind of wild, man. Aljo went on a tear for a title when he came on the show. It was right after he got knocked out by Marlon Moraes. It's kind of interesting. And we gave him that belt, so he should come back on. But yeah, it's interesting to see how the people have kind of swung in the other direction. There's still people shit on Aljo. There'll always be that. But it's interesting. Jessie has not she has not changed her point of view, unless when she comes on she will say differently, but it sounds like she's not Team Aljo still. He fixed his neck. Marlon retired today. Yeah, coincidentally, Marlon Moraes did retire. And there have been some cuts, too, that I do want to show the people. Let's go to our friends MMA Island. I gave them a little pop in their DMs saying you guys are doing a great job. But here's the fighters that got cut. Chase Sherman again. Chase was he's in and out of the UFC. Maybe he'll go back to Bellator and get his belt back over there. I don't know. But Chase Sherman was a champion in not Bellator, in BKFC. Maybe Chase will go back to BKFC. But yeah, he's cut. Kay Hansen, shocker. I mean, she's just young and, you know, she could still compete in another organization. I'm sure someone will pick her up, you know. And Jesse Strader.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, here's Jesse in the chat. It's not that I don't like Aljo. I respect the guy. I just wish he would be more calculated with the way he approaches things. Yeah, and today without what's it called? Ariel's interview. Aljo did flip flop. 1 minute he had zingers. The next minute he left. Like, I'm kind of, you know, like either you're the character or you're not. You know, like for instance, Colby Covington is that character. He's the MAGA wearing, you know, brash, shitting on everybody, you know, witty lines character that he stays in, and people either like him or hate him. Whereas Aljamain and Henry Cejudo's like that, Conor McGregor's like that. You know, a lot of these guys, they'll have their little shtick, and you know they'll stick with it. Whereas Aljamain Sterling has this shtick, but then he goes back to the humble guy at the same. Like, it's just weird to half shtick, half real Aljo. Like, it's tough. It's tough for people to latch on to. I think that's the problem that everyone's having. So, makes sense. I get it. Especially meeting Aljamain Sterling, and he's like he's a super nice guy. It was interesting how he said after the fight, he was taking pictures of fans, and all he could think of is half these guys are probably shitting on me online. And then he told like security, get these guys away from me. You know, I need a break. I don't know, man. He's got to kind of, I think if he could pull this character together or non-character together and just stay consistent and just defend belts, I mean, he could be a loved guy. What do you think about Alex Cowboy being released? I'm not surprised, yet it kind of sucks because I enjoyed watching him fight. He did lose to Kevin Holland, you know, his first welterweight fight, and Kevin Holland's he's a badass fighter, you know, big guy for welterweight. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight one more, but I'm not surprised at the same time. Oh, KHAMZAT versus Rachmanov, what is his name? Yeah. That looks like, I mean, was he sitting at 15 now, that guy? He's ranked. So a couple of fights, and next thing you know, those two animals will be rolling around the cage. That is a very good fight. Cloby Covington wins by war of cardio carnage submission. Overcomes out in 5R, 5 round, or Colby gets knocked out. Needs to use Angle's head movement. So D Brown's got the whole game plan for the fight.
Ah, super chat.
Hey, Silverback, what do we got?
Colby wins the hump. Very close on feet.
Okay, so Colby wins the hump, very close on feet. So, I mean, we heard my opinion. I do want to get more of your opinion. KHAMZAT 51% in the poll. Wow. Okay, so 51 to 49. It's pretty close. Pretty close poll over here. Fascinating fight if it were to happen. If Colby signed on the dotted line, this thing would be something else. In fact, this to me would be the biggest Colby Covington fight ever, and he's fought for a belt twice. Like, this thing would be bonkers. It would. It would get a lot of buzz, this fight. It would be so much fun, man. Either way. 50% now apiece. Look at this poll. That's pretty sexy. In fact, let me put this over here. I'm going to keep it over here. It's a juicy poll. I'm going to keep it in the corner right over here. I like that. Yeah, get your votes in. I'm actually curious what you guys think. If you just jumping in, Wonderboy was on the show tonight. A pleasant surprise. That's why you always got to tune in. Wednesday nights, we're going to continue doing interviews. We're going to actually, you know what? I should probably try to set everything up where these guys are in the gym, because then we could run into more of those, you know, cameos. But yeah, make sure, man, you're tuned in, you're locked and loaded. If you're out of the 170 right now, if you are just jumping in now, you missed Wonderboy on the show. I mean, what the? John Sweeney came on Hollywood talking about his ex-MMA win, his future, perhaps a UFC fighter in the near future. Wonderboy stops in and you come in late to the show. I mean, come on. Have 2 interviews. We want Team Alpha Male. So 2 Alpha Male interviews. I would, we have gotten some pretty good compliments on the William Knight, Devin Clark thing. And I think I'm going to have to really put the pedal to the metal with that and get 2 guys that are going to compete on at the same time, because a lot of people liked that show. So we're going to do that. By the way, the UFC card this Saturday, here it is. And thankfully, Devin Clark versus William Knight is not the first fight of the night. Like, originally, it was at the bottom of the card. It was over here. It was all the way at the bottom, but it moved up. Now they are like the featured fight of the prelims. They are the final preliminary fight going into the main card. So I think it should be a main card fight, to be honest. But if you think about it, they had a bumpy UFC career, so I get it. But Devin Clark versus William Knight is going to be such a fucking fun fight. And if you just jump in and we have both these guys on at the same time, it was great. Great stuff. But I'm really looking forward to this. I am not even going to slide into their DMs anymore. Because I usually do before the fight. I'd like to hit him up and say, hey, good luck. Or I don't say good luck to William because he gets mad when you say good luck. Gets pissed off about that. He's got a bigger penis than me, so I can't piss him off, But after the fights, I'd love to get him back on. I don't know who the fuck I'm rooting for in this. I like both guys. I do. I know William a little bit longer, but I like both of these guys. It's going to be a rough one. I might cry. I could cry. It's possible. You might see me cry Saturday night. I flip-flopped on Brown Bear Nightmare 8 times over. I mean, who do you pick? Just legitimately. All right, I'll be completely honest. If I had no, any relationship with these guys, if I just was just a fan watching the fights, I probably would lean towards Devin. And let's see. Devin is a slight favorite. Okay, so he's a -170. I probably would lean towards Devin. He's a little younger. He's a little longer. He's got some pretty good wrestling. He could strike, but his grappling is pretty tight. But William Knight shocked people so many times. And he's got brute strength and power. And it's at heavyweight. That's something you got to take into consideration. This shit's at heavyweight. So if that kind of swings in the favor, I think, of William, even though William's a shorter guy. I mean, the guy is just solid muscle. He's like a rock. So right there, my opinion goes in the other direction. So it's tough, man. That's a tough fight. I can't wait for this one. And I hope they both get contracts. Throw a couple more fights on the table for these guys. I'll always watch them fight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Let me look over here at some more MMA Island stuff, then we'll get into some Jesse news. Bobby Green says Sean O'Malley could be attacked because of his 6'9" tattoo. Oh, come on. Jesus Christ. Why? Because he's a rat? Is that what it is? Is this Rogan?
With somebody, then I know what time it is when I'm saying what I'm saying, and I see that person, I know what time it is.
Bobby from the streets. Is he from the streets? I don't know. He's got a white dad. So how's he from the street? I don't know.
When I see
like a black guy with a white dad, how do you... No. What's going on here?
Sean, I don't like... And the reason I don't like Sean is because of Tekashi 6'9". I don't like 6'9". So,
whoa, what's going on? Is this guy on fucking speed?
He went and got him tatted. I'm like, oh, yeah? You just jumped in the pool with him. And I don't like you either. And you got to be able to stand on what you do. Because when those people come and see you, now we're attacking you, Sean. You don't even know why. Because you went and buddied up with somebody else. Yeah, you clicked up with him. Now you get in that same group. Now you got to stand on it.
The fuck is he saying? Bobby Green, what are you saying, bro? I had to take the poll off because I can't see the chat. The hell's going on? Is Bobby, I guess Bobby's from the streets.
Y'all want to be badasses? Well, stand on that shit. Don't be.
Wait, he does have tattoos all over his head, so maybe. Is Bobby Green some, I guess he's from the streets or something. What happened? Was he was the Jeffersons or something? What happened here? Did he get adopted or something?
Calling the police. You can't do none of that.
I said police. Yeah, he is from the streets.
You want to be a badass.
Is he coked up?
This is what badass shit is.
Okay, there you go. I do like Bobby Green, but I think he's coked up there. Anyway, that's Bobby Green on Rogan. So I gotta go check that out. I feel like I got a contact high from that interview. Maybe Rogan gave him some crazy weed or something, and Bobby just fucking went bonkers. He has to have this little gimmick trash talk. Hold on, let's go here. Trash talking so that he doesn't end up in the same situation Colby Covington was in a year ago. So what are we talking about here? This is Janelle Lugo takes shots at Danny Sabatello. Says his gimmick is like Colby Covington. Hey, Danny Sabatello. I didn't even know what the fuck.
He's prideful without a cause. He's one-dimensional, you know. It's not like he's the greatest at every single thing he does.
Damn, I should have had these two on. Danny Sabatello. Damn, I should have had those guys on. Hey, I'm Danny Sabatello. Look at me. Hey, when are these guys fighting?
He's prideful without a cause.
Oh, it's Bellator. What am I doing? I'm fucking mixing organizations now. Could have had these guys on. Danny Sabatello. Hey, it's me, Danny Sabatello. I don't even know where the fuck this guy is. Anyway, who cares?
He's prideful without a cause. He's one-dimensional, you know. It's not.
Okay, who cares? Who cares? Here's the Marlon Moraes. Yeah, he retired from MMA. Isn't it crazy? This guy was like, he was on a path, like a war path for that title. And then all of a sudden, he was just getting knocked out left and right. It's crazy, right? Marlon Moraes retired from MMA. Well, what do you think he's going to do? Bobby brought a mason jar full of green. Colby knocks him out second round. Hey, I'm Danny Buttafuoco. Hey, Sabatello. How you doing? It's Sabatello over here. You know, you gotta stop running your mouth. Unless your name is Danny Sabatello, then you can run your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Marlon Moraes, what is he gonna do? Like he sounds like Luque from Taxi. Wasn't Luque from Taxi? Is that the guy? The guy with the weird voice? What is he gonna do now, Marlon? Maybe he'll just be in the gym, training, cornering or something. So it didn't work out for Marlon. He retires. He's done. Retires from MMA. Clean KO in July, clean KO in December, title shot next year. So Sean O'Malley calling for a title shot next year. Boy, oh boy. I mean, Aljamain Sterling would drag him down to the ground and make him beg for mercy. I don't think that's... I would imagine he's hoping that Aljo doesn't stay there. Although Corey Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley's fun. That's actually kind of fun. But who do you think would win, O'Malley or Aljo? I think Aljo would just turn him into a pretzel. Like, just tie him up. Like, you know how, like people could put, like, a cherry stem in their mouth and tie it up into a little knot and then spit it out? Like, I feel like that's what Aljo could do to him. You know what I'm saying? Anyone in chat could do that? I know it's mostly women could do that. It's weird. I don't think I know any guys that could do that. Marlon Moraes will go down as one of the legends of MMA. Like Jones, St. Pierre, Silva. What the fuck? The fuck is that guy talking? Yo, smash the like button. Wonder Boy came on, for God's sakes. Smash the like button. Y'all still remember me, right? Yo, what the hell? Who the
fuck is that guy?
Glove touch. You missed glove touch. You missed Wonder Boy on tonight. I mean, Jesus. Come on, glove touch. How you show up late? Had fucking Wonder Boy on and you just showing up late to the show. I mean, come on. What are we doing, glove touch? By the way, that John Sweeney, very likable guy. Very likable. I mean, he's easy to root for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Warming up to us, and it keeps me out of trouble. I'm scribing for something. I'm hitting goals and stuff. So she loves it. Now she can go to him. She'll turn away and squint and be scared of it a little bit, but she's definitely.
Hey, Steven.
What's up, dude?
I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you. Gotham Magazine shoot. How you doing, buddy?
Dude, are you kidding me? Of course. That was back. How long ago was that?
That was 4.5 years, somewhere.
A while back, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's
my man right here, Sweeney boy? This is the guy. Next guy coming up.
He's
gonna be in the UFC, baby. He punches me and kicks me in the face on the ring. I'm just saying. It's good seeing you, my brother.
All right. Look at that. See that? See that? You come in late? You miss Wonder Boy coming on the show? The hell? I mean, come on. What the fuck's going on here? Anyway. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, we're talking about Sean O'Malley. Yeah, so Sean O'Malley, Aljo. Who wins this fight? Sean O'Malley or Aljamain Sterling? If Aljo is still the champ and Sean's in play to fight for the strap, who gets the job done? Now, I mean, a year later, he's saying next year. So Sean O'Malley gets a title shot, 2 more knockouts next year. Would Aljo still be champion is the question. I think it's very possible. You know he remembered, drunk. You know he remembered. I mean, how do you not remember a Gotham magazine shoot? It's like, I don't remember when I was on the cover of a magazine. Of course you remembered. Of course. Stop it. That's why he left. Yeah, that's probably why he left. You're probably right. That's probably why he left. UFC to return to the UK on July 23rd, likely in Liverpool. Yay! All right. Woohoo! I got to be honest. The UK crowd last time was meh. Ohio made them look like, I mean, Ohio looked way better than the UK. The next time the UFC goes to the UK, I want that shit to be looking like Ireland. Like, I want those people to be dancing in the seats. I want it to be deafening over there. Because just watching that the last time, I just felt like they're like, yeah. Okay, yay. You know, it's like, it just seemed like you guys got to, if you're from the UK, you got to get up, baby. I mean, come on. You guys got some serious talent coming from the UK. Do you think Darren Till will be back? Darren Till versus Derek Brunson? And when the hell is Darren Till fighting? We're in April now. Is Darren Till even going to fight until before the year is up? When's that going to happen? Anyway, UK, Paddy Pimblett. And who the hell is next for Paddy? I mean, you know who we want to see. We want to see Matt Frivola, the steamroller. That's what we want to see. Oh, yeah, here's Darren Till. He's in the chat right now. Liverpool, the Vanilla Gorilla. Liverpool and Leon Edwards will still not get a title shot, I'm predicting. Ireland is woke and simpish. I don't get that vibe, but all right. I'd like to see Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Salty Corey San. What? I don't think Kaz beats Burns. He definitely isn't gonna beat Colby. So you didn't think, you're saying you didn't think Khamzat beat Burns. You're saying? I don't know. I gotta watch that again in real time. Yeah, it looked pretty convincing to me. There's really not much argument from people that actually mean something in the industry, but they don't always get it right. I gotta rewatch it again. That's one definitely to rewatch over and over again. It was such a good fight, but I still think Khamzat beat him. And I gotta be honest with you, you're not giving credit to Burns. I mean, what about Burns versus Colby? What do you think? Colby just runs him over? I mean, I don't know if that's quite the case, because with Gilbert, not only do you have the fiery hands, you also have that jiu-jitsu that a lot of people were afraid to attack. Kamaru Usman was afraid to go to the ground with this guy. Khamzat wasn't. Khamzat, let's go. And I wonder if Colby, he's got great wrestling. Is Colby going to bring it to him there, or is there going to be some concern? I think Colby versus Burns is a fantastic fight. Like, that is legit super interesting. If we don't get Khamzat versus Colby, give me Burns versus Colby. I'm down with that. Burns is tough, but Colby's going to take it to the ground. But yeah, Colby's going to take it to the ground and do what, though? Just hang on him? Because if that's the case, I don't see it staying there very long. Colby's got to find a way to get a submission. When's the last time Colby submitted somebody? That's the thing. Like, let's see, Colby. I'm not trying to throw shade on Colby, but we're at the top of the game right now. And I think Colby could beat Burns. In fact, I probably would pick Colby on Burns, but I'm not like confident. I'm not super confident on it. Like, you could make a very good argument that Burns wins that fight. You know, Burns hits like a fucking truck, and Colby could get wobbled and finished. Kamaru finished him. Okay, let's see. When was his last? You had Tyron Woodley with that when he hurt his ribs there. When was the last submission? The ground and pound on Max Griffin, which is 2016. He got a rear naked choke in 2016 in round 3 against Jonathan Munier. This guy. 2016 was the last time he submitted someone. So does he get a ground and pound on Gilbert Burns? I don't see that. I don't think that's going to happen. God, could you imagine a 5-round fight of Colby and Burns? That's fire right there. I'm looking at the chat right now in the poll. 128 votes, and this is wild. Check it out. Colby Covington, KHAMZAT CHIMAEV, 50-50 on the votes. That is wild. Wild. In some instances, that gives Khamzat, I mean, if you think about it, that's like, the fact that it's 50-50 is a huge slap in the face to Colby. People are really respecting KHAMZAT CHIMAEV. Guy with limited fight experience, going on his 6th fight. Like he's only 5 fights in on the UFC. 5 fights in. And people are going 50-50 against Colby. That's wild. The hype's real. The hype is fucking real. Pretty nuts. Colby should be dominating that poll. I voted twice. Who'd you vote for, Vanilla Gorilla? Salty Corey Sen Hagendas. Gotcha. I gotcha, man. Let's see what else they got over here. Hold your horses, cowboy. You have a division full of young sharks. More than enough to stay busy. Lightweight title fight is mine. Okay. Islam Makhachev. By the way, that that was Ali Abdelaziz, right? You do know, like, I mean, there's no possible way Islam Makhachev tweeted that. There's no way that was all Islam. That was definitely Ali Abdelaziz for sure. Not that I disagree,
Wonderful.
But that was definitely Ali. Glove touch.
The reason why I've been gone, to be honest, my geometry teacher, fucking asshole that guy, can't stand that dude. Thank God for photo math because I would have a 30 in that class if photo math didn't exist. Cheating pays off, kids.
What is photo math? I don't even know. I have no idea. Too old. What does that mean? Thank you, Glove Touch. Appreciate that. Islam speak. I know. Islam would. Drunk Savage. Hold your horses, cowboy. That is something that Islam would write. Come on, bro. Come on, Trunk. How many in are we tonight? Come on, buddy. I love Drunk Savage. The best. Oh, boy. Anyway, I watched a little bit of Cooking with Volk. It was kind of interesting with ARIEL HELWANI. It was fun. Like, that was actually a good segment where Volkanovski, who he doesn't really laugh. He's very straightforward. Like, he's just like what you see is what you get with the guy. He's very upfront, and there's not much, like, he has a sense of humor, but he's very dry. But the cooking segment was good. I did like that. The thing I didn't like, which is a disgrazia. Let me go over here. Islam's been watching old Western movies. Little spaghetti westerns. What is this? I mean, what the fuck? Who in there? Who in their right mind would ever wear that jersey? I mean, come on! The Stankies? What? Come on! Now, granted, I'll give Volk the benefit of the doubt. The Mets were in Philly. Of course, he would have been in Citi Field. But Jesus Christ, the Yankees. My God. Sorry, Volk. You're killing me, buddy. You're killing me. Aljo's a Yankees fan. No, I would imagine he's a Mets fan, considering he's a Long Island guy. I would think he's a Mets fan, but who knows? You never know. Possible. Very possible. Chris Weidman's a Met fan. I don't know who out of Law MMA would be a Yankee fan. It's probably someone. Most of Long Island people are Met fans, though. How about this? Chris Curtis back in action. Got a submission specialist. Vieira versus Chris Curtis. Rodolfo Vieira. And I was like, oh boy, they're bringing him a guy that likes to bring it to the ground. So that's happening. And then I went over to Chris's IG, the Action Man, and this is his announcement. By the way, I do like that Chris Curtis he tightened up his beard this time.
So I guess everybody already knows, June 25th, we are fighting Rodolfo Vieira, the Jiu-Jitsu ace monster. So I guess it comes down to, can I punch a hole in Rodolfo Vieira before he strangles me unconscious? Tune in next time on Negro Ball Z.
I would love to have him back on and sing Negro Ball Z. I mean, that's a fantastic...
Before he strangles me unconscious. Tune in next time on Negro Ball Z.
That needs to be a donation right there. Oh, shit. Actually, what do you guys think? One's in the chat if you want Negro Ball Z to be...
Can I punch a hole in Rodolfo Vieira before he strangles me unconscious? Tune in next time on Negro Ball Z.
Negro Ball Z. Okay, let's move on. What else we got over here? Negro Ball Z. Gilbert Burns says, if Call the Cops don't show up, you know who to call. KHAMZAT CHIMAEV. 5 rounds with eyes and a gorilla. So KHAMZAT CHIMAEV says, in 5 rounds, I will take your soul. See you soon, boy. So, interesting. Imagine they just run it back. Just like, we got no one for you guys to fight. You guys want to do it again? I'd be down to watch that. Watch them throw down again. That was a great fight. So there you go with that. I don't think that's going to happen. Kind of doesn't make sense for the UFC to put that together. But yeah. Speaking of Cody Durden, we brought him up during the interview with John Sweeney. John Sweeney's loss to Cody Durden is notable since Cody Durden's in the UFC. But JP Buys is going to fight Cody Durden. Now, if you don't remember JP Buys, well, he's the gentleman that was having trouble getting back into the U.S. or something. It was a weird divorce that happened with a former Cheyenne Buys. What's she called? What's her name? I forgot her name. Anyway, it was ugly and fugly. But here he is. He's back. JP Buys versus Cody Durden. So that fight's going down. JP Buys. What was her name? I don't know her maiden name. I forgot her name already. I completely forgot about this guy. Ever since that whole weird divorce, I completely forgot about this dude. But this is the guy with the weird chest, remember? Well, we did a little neek-nork. Neek-nork, neek-neek. But JP Buys is back. I know all you guys have been waiting forever for the return of JP Buys. Oh, Vlismas, yes. Cheyenne Vlismas. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Look at that. Thank God you guys are here. I could never remember Vlismas. Mary Vlismas. Cheyenne. When is she going to fight again? Or is she still walking funny after she ran off with that big, burly, bearded man?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Anyway, we move on. Let's look at the card this weekend. Let's look at Saturday night. By the way, Bellator happening. AJ McKee. Bellator's a really good card. As Nemkov is fighting Corey Anderson. Light heavyweight world title. That is a banger right there. Looking forward to that. AJ McKee versus Patricio Pitbull. This card is fire. But the fight that I'm looking forward to is our friend Adley Edwards, who was supposed to be on tonight, but got the call from Bellator. Literally has to make weight tomorrow. He's at the doctor's office right now. Couldn't come on the show because he's at the he's getting his eyes checked. He's fighting Aaron Pico, for God's sakes, on short notice. Adley Edwards. Cannot wait to watch this scrap. Who else is on this here? Tim Johnson versus Vassell, Linton Vassell. Okay, interesting. So we'll do a Fukar Fight Buddies for these fights over here. Always enjoy watching AJ McKee compete, Patricio Pitbull as well, but this is a rematch, and AJ just made quick work. Will it happen the same again? Well, tune in Friday to find out. We got a donation!
Wonderful.
Steve Rivera!
I would love to see Volk move up and challenge McGregor.
Volk versus McGregor. I mean, could you imagine if the stars lined up back in the day? Like if Volkanovski was doing his thing when McGregor was at 145. I mean, that would have been a pretty damn good fight. But now, McGregor, a little beefier, walking around. Volkanovski, all right, let's just have a little fun here. And thank you, Steve, Glove Touch, Silverback, Manny C for the donations. Round of applause. Keeping us alive. Well, by the way, I want to give a shout out to a patron that upped their pledge. Shout out to all the patrons. You guys are fucking savages. Seriously, if you're a patron, you're a savage. Thank you, guys. I don't thank you guys enough. But there's another patron that upped their pledge over here from, it was Michael Roberts Jr. going for $2 to $22 a month. Let's go, baby. Michael Roberts Jr. Let's go.
Wonderful.
Thank you. That was really kind of you. Really cool. But think about this, right? Let's just throw it out there, have a little fun. Conor McGregor doesn't do this Kamaru Usman thing, doesn't do the welterweight stuff, doesn't skip the line, doesn't do any of that. He comes back, he gets like a tune-up fight, he wins, like throw him like Ally Quinta or something. I don't know. Just throw him someone, you know, like they did with Cowboy, the Cowboy fight, you know, just someone that has a name but Conor could beat. Conor's back, shoulder bumps, you know. And then all of a sudden, give him a title shot. Somehow, say, let's say Gaethje beats Oliveira, right? Because I feel like, I'm not saying Conor could definitely beat Gaethje, but I feel like it's a more winnable fight than, for instance, Makhachev, Oliveira. Like those two guys would be a problem for Conor. But just say, actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's say Makhachev wins. Because if Makhachev wins, so Oliveira or Gaethje, whoever wins that fight, Makhachev fights next. Makhachev, say, becomes champion. Now Makhachev's sitting there. Conor McGregor's like, oh, I could be Khabib's boy, his protege. Khabib would be in the corner. I could be there smashing his boy. And Conor beats that guy. Just say. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but just say it does. Conor McGregor now is the 155-pound champ. Again.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Conor McGregor. So Conor has the belt, and then Volkanovski says, hey, I'm going to go up. Volkanovski's just running everyone over at 145. Volkanovski, who is a 230-pound man back in the day, says, I'm going to go up. I'm a former 145 guy. I want to get that 155 strap. Fights, in my opinion, the 145-pound GOAT in Conor McGregor. And they dance. That would be something else. That would be pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool. If that scenario played out like that, you know, you got the storyline with Khabib, you know, Conor gets the revenge, but you know what's going to happen? I feel is if Islam Makhachev wins the title and somehow Conor McGregor beats him, somehow he gets in play to fight for that belt and beats him, I feel like it is inevitable for Khabib Nurmagomedov to come back out of retirement. I feel like it's complete. I know the guy is all fat and he doesn't want anything to do with MMA anymore. But I just, for some reason, feel like if Islam Makhachev gets embarrassed against Conor McGregor, which, you know, a lot of people say that's a crazy thing to say, I feel like Khabib would come back. So the Volk thing probably would never happen. That's what I think. And I'd sign for that. I'd sign up for that. That'd be pretty wild. Anyway, now that I'm speaking fairy tale talk, let's see what the chat says about these crazy scenarios. Smash those boys. 2 joints. Why not? No, I agree, Moss. It's possible. Anything's possible, but you know, I'm talking, you know, about some crazy scenarios. Never happen. 2 joints has me blocked, bro. This is Keith. Keith, 2 joints blocked you? That's terrible. Khabib loses in rematch McGregor Titanian Shinbo. Could you imagine? That'd be fucking nuts. He beats Islam and then Khabib comes out of retirement. Conor beats him. That'd be fucking nuts. That is like, that's fairy tale shit, you know. That's really wishful thinking if you're a Conor fan. Volk is nasty as fuck. Like I said, he reached 200 some pounds. Most little guys wish they can put on weight If they do, they fat. Volk has power. He's just a little guy, but a beast. Yeah, he's like a little tank, Volkanovski, no doubt. He is definitely a tank of a human being. At his short stature, don't look past it, man. He would be a problem at 155. He would. And not like he beats everybody at 155, but we had this conversation on Monday. I do believe that Volkanovski could be an issue, though. For the right person in play, he could actually be a double champ. Is there any way his titanium shin works to his advantage? Says titanium. You mean titanium shin bone? Is that what you're trying to say? He's talking to unicorns and rainbows, bro. This is Drunk Savage. So I think they're talking about, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. So we talked about a little Bellator, but I do want to get into the UFC 251. Like I said, the fight that I give most shits about is the headlining preliminary fight of Devin Clark and William Knight. That's where the MMA-Holes. We're going to be on the edge of our seats for that fight over there. But you got Pat Sabatini versus TJ Laramie. Canada versus the U.S. You have Maria Bueno Silva versus Yana Wu. So China versus Brazil. You got Andre Fiallo versus Miguel Baeza. That's a good fight. Fiallo trying to bounce back here against Miguel Baeza. I tell you what, Fiallo they bring in, finally gets into the UFC, and they've been thrown in some hard fights. So you got Michel Pereira, and now Baeza, who's a young prospect who looks pretty good. Yeah, Baeza does have a 2-fight losing streak, but he's a pretty tough son of a bitch. Chaos Williams, scary bastard, and Santiago Ponzinibbio. What the hell, Ponzi? When the hell was the last time he fought? Oh, he's fighting Michel Pereira. I forgot about that. So next month. Okay. So last fight was in Christmas of last year. Michel Pereira versus, that's a fucking good fight, man. Ponzi versus Pereira. Hell yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got on this card over here. So we know about the rematch, Luque versus Muhammad. Do you think it's going to go different the second time around? Do you think Belal, who's on a nice win streak, is able to... How many does he have in a row now? That Leon Edwards fight was... Well, you can't really count that. 1, 2... Oh, when Wonderboy came on, we should talk about the Belal fight. That was a nightmare for him. Like, what happened there? Belal just hugging on my man. Poor Wonderboy. Couldn't get anything going. But he did sign a new contract, so Wonderboy's good. His last loss, Jeff Neal. Wow, Vicente Luque, 2016. So a lot changes. He beat Randy Brown. He beat some pretty good guys here. Tim Means, Curtis Millender, Diego Lima, Damian Maya, Thompson. He's on a great run. Wow, man. He's on a 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you can't really count this Leon fight. 5, 6 fight win streak. Leon, the eye poke, the whole deal, and Leon was doing pretty good in that fight. But what a run for Belal. What a run. So Belal versus Luque. Luque's looked fantastic as well. Vicente Luque on a 4-fight winning streak. Chiesa, Woodley, Randy Brown, Nico. Wow, Randy Brown's having problems with both those guys. His last loss was to Stephen Thompson. So if you play MMA math, who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll go the other way. But who do you got in this fight? As I still have that poll in the chat, 52% have KHAMZAT CHIMAEV beating Colby Covington with 163 with the votes. Get your votes in, guys. I want to see where this ends. But now KHAMZAT takes the lead. So who wins in the rematch here? Luque or Belal? I think that Luque gets it done again. I do. Luque's look really good. Like dominating good, So I would have to go with Luque in this one. But Belal is game, man. He's game. Let's see. Belal would never be UFC champ with a face like that. Oh, ouch, man. Fucking ridiculous. Real MMA can be talked about. Luque. This is Mike Biggs. So Mike Biggs got Luque in the rematch. Did you know I gave Kevin Lee an expired Arby's coupon in 2013? No. 50-50. So toss up over here. I thought Belal likes Fords. Belal bringing bucks. Ouch. I can put money on Colby all day except Usman. So you like Colby, but Usman is one you stay away from. Belal said he can beat KHAMZAT. Well, yeah, there was a time where that was looking like that was going to come together. Belal at a plus 145. Let's look at my bookie. Let's see where they have him. This thing's got to be pretty much even, I bet. Belal should be an underdog in this fight. He did lose the first time, but might not be a terrible underdog to pick. I would stay away from it. I don't like it. Plus 150, yeah. Man, I'm trying to think what's a fight on here that really stands out. I can't bet on Fiallo anymore, man. Although I think he could. Wow, Fiallo is the underdog. I don't know. Fiallo burnt me last time. Should I just throw some money on the Clark Knight fight? Jakar Close versus Jenkins. That's right. Chris Barnett's back too. After his flip the Ruski, Mr. Barnett with his impressive celebration. I mean, his win was impressive, yes, but his celebration trumped it. He's a plus 175. Gian Vellante, the wheel kick and ground strikes. I mean, if you didn't see this knockout, it was pretty wild. But Martin Buday is a 9-1-0 fighter, and he is on a nice win streak, as he is coming off the Contender Series, though. So his first actual real UFC fight. He got a knockout. Oof, should be an interesting one. Not bad. Let's see what this guy brings. He's 30 years old. He's 6'4". Big boy. Chris Barnett, 35 years of age, a 5'9". Wow, 6'4" versus 5'9". My God. That is quite the difference. Although Barnett only has 2 inches less of a reach. It's another card. Like, there's not like something that's like super jumping out. We did fantastic on our last fight picks. Both me and Jesse. Jesse did great. I got like 2 or 3 wrong on that card, but I fucking killed it. But our parlay fell apart. I don't know what we're gonna bet on this fight. Friday we're gonna zone in and lock up the bets. But right now nothing's really jumping out. Nothing's like, oh yeah, that's good. I don't hate Fiallo as an under. Although Miguel Baeza was pretty promising over here. Matt Brown, Sato, Aldana, and there's the Contender Series fight. He lost to punches and lost his decision. So Ponzi and Chaos Williams, 2 tough guys. Oof. Find me a better finish than Barnett's finish and the flip to a split. Sick, but he's losing on Saturday. Yeah, well, here's the problem. He did it on Gian Vellante. You know, Gian Vellante all thick and out of shape and old and got a gazillion injuries. I can't really go too crazy about that finish. Like, I don't know. It was fun watching him dance and shit like that and all that stuff. He's a likable guy, but my goodness. It's Gian Vellante. Now, if he pulls that on his next opponent, then I'll be, oh, okay. Even though the guy's never really fought in the UFC, I'd still be like, okay, that's fucking cool. Any McGregor finish. That's right. Any McGregor finish. Gian Vellante looked like... Yeah, Gian Vellante just gave up. Yeah, he did an interview. I met Gian at Triton Fights. Dude smelled like a garlic knot. Like, I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. It's on one of our... You got to have to sift through. If we had Anzalone, rest in peace, Lord Anzalone. But if we had Anzalone in here, we timestamp it for us. If someone could find that clip and hit the scissor on the bottom of that. But it was at one of the Triton Fights events. I was with V-Neck. It was actually one of the early Triton Fights events. We did a live stream, and they put us all the way in the back. It was before we had the cage side. You know what was wild? Like CES, and was treating us like royalty. And Premier FC, I was doing like cage interviews with William Knight and shit like that. And then like the first event with Triton Fights, they had us all the way in the back, like past the fans, by a loud generator, like by the DJ. And I remember telling Machi, I was like, man, I'm like, next event we gotta get a little closer. And then he put us like smack up against the fence. But yeah, so that event, Tiger Life was there. That's when we met Tiger Life Energy. And we were walking around, me and V-Neck, and we were just trying to get some content, live stream. Hector Lombard was there. And Ryan LaFleur and Gian Vellante were in attendance because, the law guys were representing. And actually, no, LaFleur is not a law guy, but he's Long Island MMA or something like that. I don't know, but he's a Long Island guy. Anyway, Gian Vellante was rocked, just drunk as usual. I met him twice, Gian. I met him back in the day, UFC 276 in Vegas, where I forgot his name. I didn't know who he was. Like, I knew he was a fighter, but I didn't know his name. So he didn't want to take a picture unless I said his name, but he took it anyway. So I got a drunk picture of Gian Vellante many years ago. But yeah, when I ran into him in Triton fights, he was wrecked. I was like, "Hey, Gian, how you doing?" He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like this loud paisan. And as he's talking to me, all I could smell is just like, it just smelled like garlic knots and BO. I was like, oh my God. I was like, bro, dude. I was like, oh, hey, Gian, how's it going? Oh man, bro. Yeah, you had a nice Italian dinner with loads of garlic. But that's, for some reason, it's like embedded in my fucking head. The garlic smell of Gian Vellante. And then after watching this Barnett fight, all I could think of is, what does Barnett smell? That's probably why he knocked him out like that. He's like, bro, you walking into the cage like this? So Chris Barnett goes in there and takes out Gian. Nice guy, though. Gian's a very nice guy. He's a fun dude. And he's like, you could see the chemistry with him and Chris Weidman, like on his Chris Weidman's podcast and stuff like that. Gian's he's a cool dude. He's a really nice guy, but my goodness, that wasn't that. I mean, I don't know. I love Italian food, man, but bro, put a fucking breath mint in or something. Rub it all over your body. Anyway, that's my Gian Vellante story. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything else on this card that sticks out. There's really not much. It's not a bad fight night, though. It's not bad. What time does it start? Let's see. Let's go to the UFC website. What time does this puppy start? I wonder if it's one of those early cards. Let's see. Luque versus Muhammad. So 5:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. All right. So what would that be? 6, 7, 8. So it would be 8:30 for Eastern time and 5:30 prelims. Okay. So for us, we're going live at 2:30 for us. Jordan Levitt's on this card. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. Our buddy Jordan Levitt. Hell yeah, man. I like Jordan, man. He came on the show. Fun dude. Really cool guy. Has celiac disease. Fighting Trey Ogden. Maybe I'll put a little money on Levitt. What is he at? Oh, wait. Did this get... Wait, what the fuck? Did Levitt get... Wait, is Levitt off the card? Wait a sec. Oh, there it is. Okay, I missed it. Here it is. Oh, shit, he's plus money. So Troy Ogden... Oh, come on. Wait, is it still like that on my book? Yeah, I'm putting money on Jordan. There's no doubt. Where's the Monkey King? Where is he at? Jesse will back this bet for sure. Oh, come on. They're giving money away at my bookie. Jordan's going to win this fight. The Monkey King. Let me look at the stats real quick before I, Jordan's 5'9". This guy's 5'11", 71.5, so a half-inch reach. His last wins, Fury, submission. Wow, this is gonna be a wild grappling match too. How did he lose? He got submitted. Oh, Jordan's gonna fucking win this. Guys, Jordan's winning this. My flamboyant friend, Jordan Levitt, we're going over here. We're dropping $100 to win $110, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Jordan's got this done. Lock it up. Put it in the books. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Monkey King. Back in the win column. Let's go, Monkey King. Shit, man. This guy's not going to make it. He's not going to do his UFC debut and win against Jordan Levitt. Come on. What are we doing? Okay. There's my guy. 26 years old versus 32. Let's go, Monkey King. All right, that's my bet. If you guys want to make some money too, use our promo code MMA-HOLES at mybookie.ag. You'll receive a 100% match on your first deposit.
Wonderful.
Also, Sheath Underwear. Shout out to Sheath Underwear. Great underwear. I like to work out in Sheath Underwear. It's nice. Holds everything together nicely. It's very comfortable and soft. It has that pouch in the front for extra options over there. If you'd like to get the discount, if you have, you want to get a gift for somebody, Easter's right around the corner. You want to stuff it in their Easter basket. You want to give it to your gal, your boy, whatever. I don't know. It's a good gift over here, or just for yourself. Treat yourself with some good underwear. 20% off. Promo code MMA-HOLES. Ever since I started wearing good underwear, it's like, shit, now I can't go back. So shout out to Sheath Underwear. Get your discount. Head Rush. 20% off. Promo code MMA-HOLES for Head Rush. Head Rush has worked with us with XMMA and love their clothing, premium clothing. Like I said, all we do is work with premium companies, and you look like a badass. Go check out their website, Head Rush. Links are in the description. I guarantee you'll find something you like. They got nice hats. They got the tank tops for the summertime, the shorts, the whole deal. Go check it out. Head Rush, promo code MMA-HOLES. And if you're watching, ESPN Plus is the way to watch UFC fights. You like to watch UFC fights, right? ESPN Plus, use our link in the description down below, and everyone that watches the fights through our links helps us out, supports the show, and is wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, come on. Thank you to our sponsors. Appreciate the sponsors. They're all sexy people. Let's get final words in the chat before I get in there. Ask away. Now's the time to get your thoughts out as we end this show. But the poll for Colby Covington versus KHAMZAT CHIMAEV, if they put that fight together, 47% say Colby Covington wins. 53% say KHAMZAT CHIMAEV wins. So shout out to that. Look at that. Beautiful. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
I listened to Dave Portnoy on the Nelk Boys interview. Nelk's doing a good thing. They're getting interesting people on their podcast. Very smart. Very interesting. They're using their celebrity status to get interesting people. And Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. Dave, I'd like to work with you. I like that guy. I like Dave. Dave is he's like a cool son of a bitch. I think the MMA Holes should be under Barstool Sports as well. I think we should work together. We should figure something out because we would be a nice match. Anyway, let's see what's going on in the chat as we wind this puppy down. If you missed our interview with John Sweeney, run it back. Wonderboy popped in and said hello to the MMA Holes, so that's something cool. So check it out. Jerry's final thoughts. I should do that, right? Like Jerry Springer. And here are my final thoughts. Penis. Never mind, maybe next card. And yeah, him. Repeat. I missed what you said. 1K King. How Jesse and Ellie tonight? They're good. I thought she was going to pop on, but I guess not tonight. She'll be here Friday, though, for sure. Aldo on Twitter trying to get the next title shot with Aljo. So what is Jose doing? I tell you, it's in play. I mean, it kind of is interesting. Was it in his replies? Oh, here we go. You said I would be next on merit, and I'm here accepting your challenge. Dana White, send me the contract soon before he changes his mind. God. So you got someone to translate that in English and drop it on Twitter. Would you like to see Jose Aldo versus Aljamain Sterling? Let's look at the rankings here. I don't hate it. I also don't love it. I don't know why. Like, I would love to see Aldo win the bantamweight title. I think Aljo wins that one. Jose's at 3. You know what? TJ, I mean, yeah, you got to give it to TJ. You just got to. Corey Sandhagen lost. I mean, Aldo versus Sandhagen makes sense. Man, Merab sitting at 6. I would love to see Jan versus Dvalishvili. I mean, Piotr Jan versus Dvalishvili has to happen. Has to happen. Merab is not very far away from that number 1 spot. Peter Yan, put your money where your mouth is. Go smash Merab. Because I feel like if Yan, say if Yan goes in there, I'm not saying he's going to smash Merab. In fact, I'd be rooting for Merab. But if Yan does go in there and beat Merab Dvalishvili, like embarrassingly, like beats him to a pulp, you have to think Aljamain Sterling would be more inclined to say, okay, let's run it back a third time. You know? You have to think. I would love to see Jan versus Dvalishvili. I love it. I love the juice. I love the trash talk would be great. That'd be fun. But yeah, Aljo versus TJ, Jose Sandhagen. Rob Font's kind of hanging in the mix. Poor Rob Font.
He's got a penis down there.
Scared me.
I like what I see.
I got scared by a penis donation. He's got a
penis down there.
And I like what I see. We should have played this for Wonder Boy.
He's got a penis down there, and I like what I see. Pee-pee. He's got a penis down there, and I like what I see. Pee-pee.
The king of the PP song donations, B-Man.
PP song.
Thank you, B-Man, dropping a 750. My man, B-Man, you are absolutely wonderful. Thank you. By the way, we are going to, I got to get back on Elden Ring. I've been slacking on that. You know, I did a couple upgrades with the weapons, but I haven't really been playing much, and I feel like I got to get back on that second channel, so we'll be dropping some Elden Ring content one of these days. It's just we've been on all cylinders outside of the show, too, doing a lot of shit. So it's been a little rough, but thank you, B-Man, for the 750. Steve Rivera, Glove Touch, Silverback, and Manny C. coming in with the wonderful donations.
Wonderful.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right, like I said before, if you missed the interview with Mr. John Sweeney, Hollywood, the man that's on a 4-fight win streak, destined for the UFC, the man who knows might fight for an ex-MMA belt. I mean, the next MMA event, they're saying 2 straps are going to be on the line. Imagine John Dotson versus John Sweeney. Where do I sign? Where do I sign to watch that? That would be fucking epic if that happened. But we'll see. We shall see. If you missed the interview, run it back. Drop in our comment section down below. Let us know what you think of the Wonder Boy appearance as well. And John Sweeney, what do you think next for him? Any of the topics we hit on, or if we missed anything, jump into the comment section down below and talk amongst yourself. We'll pop in here and there and discuss with the people. But thank you guys for watching. Seriously appreciate your company each and every week, each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday here on the MMA-Holes. We really do appreciate the fact that you just hit the like button. You know, even if you just hit the like button, it means the world. All right, we're out of here. Don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-hole.